Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. Join hosts Dan Melnick and Qasim Masood as they explore big ideas, limitless possibilities, and engage with visionaries, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders who dare to dream big, get inspired, motivated, and find practical tips for personal growth. Think big, dream bigger, and ignite your potential.
Welcome to Think Big with Dan and Qasim. So if you guys want to go ahead and introduce yourselves, tell us where you live and what you do.
Okay, my name is Lotus. I'm the co-founder of Lotus and Michael.
And I'm Michael, and the other half. And we live in Trenton, New Jersey. We work out of here, and we co-founded our brand from here. And but of course our reach is global, and our product, et cetera, et cetera. Both are veterans of the fashion industry. Many decades, I was a retailer, worked for companies like Levi's, et cetera. And Lotus Lotus is from China, and she from her first job, she was involved in the fashion industry and textiles, different types. So we decided to do this. We found Lotus and Michael.
Yeah, so I'm curious more about your business, like what exactly you guys do and how you guys got the idea for it.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I think that I can answer this question. Basically, it's our love and passion for nature and for beauty. So though I have been worked in the fashion industry from supply chain side for over 10 years, both in Shanghai and in New York. But personally, I'm also an artist. And now I also became a gardener. I love nature, I love art, I love poetry. Therefore, combine all those things plus my creativity. So I think that perhaps I can do more, especially with the garments, with the fashion industry.
Right, and I think that what Lotus also does, and has made me less intolerant of, is the fact that we don't, we're the non-plastic house. Everything in our house is natural. Everything we do is natural. We don't buy plastic clothes. We don't buy even our garbage bags are biodegradable. So and that's part and parcel of what we're trying to communicate by the brand, because obviously most people understand what the negative consequences of the world's reliance on polyester, plastic,
Synthetic.
et cetera is, and that doesn't, even in our packaging, it has nothing we do is not biodegradable or disposable. Plastic is forever.
For sure. So in terms of your business, is it mostly just direct to consumer from your website, or do you guys have like a retail store, retail location that you're selling into? What does that breakdown kind of look like?
Well, we are direct to consumer. That's how we starting out, and we anticipate that we will have I don't know about our own retail store, but certainly we will be connected and collaborate with some retailers. But we started the brand 9 months ago or so, and we're kind of been developing the brand story. And when we feel we're ready for retailers, we'll try and hook up.
For sure. So in terms of getting like the word out there, have you done like pop-ups, or have you run ads? Like how have you kind of gotten this brand in front of new customers?
I think that it's perhaps based on we are still at a very early stage. So what we do now is, like Michael just mentioned, we try to build up our brand story. And actually, we also embrace all the opportunities, like retailers, like the partners, wholesale. And if we have the chance, and if we think we are ready for pop-ups, we will do everything. And everything follow our principles, and the people share opinions with us. And we agree with each other, then we can do everything together.
And we have our brand is kind of what we call it a lifestyle brand. So we've kind of used the best medium for us is YouTube, and we have a YouTube channel which we are kind of really steeped in the world of video, because the video allows us to expose who we are, what we do, and what's important to us to our customers. And that's and we also do Instagram, but that's really That's really it. We don't try to compete with the, with the 30-second dopamine media,
So in terms of YouTube, do you guys like do like your own content, or do you partner with influencers? Like, what does that kind of look like in terms of the, type of content that has worked for you, thus far on YouTube?
Okay, I think that at this stage, we just started YouTube actually like 4 months ago.
Okay.
I just suddenly fell in love with YouTube. So in the past, I never did any video, but I just fall in love with videos, and I feel very enthusiastic about that. So now we just create my videos ourselves. Like I did basically from the concept, writing the content and the film, the edits and everything. We just do ourselves. Sometimes we will ask help from others, but basically like 99% we did ourselves. And for now, we didn't really partnership with any influencer or someone else, because we still want to first deliver our message to the public, make people realize who we are, and they can resonate with us. And then once we found our ground base, then we will move forward.
For sure.
I mean, Lotus does most of the work, but technically we're kind of like developing the brand, and what we certainly want and need recognition for the brand. But and as you're familiar with LinkedIn, like I am, and all the other media, it's like, whom do you trust?
Right.
There's so much clutter on LinkedIn,
Right.
and everybody can do this for you, and everybody can do that for you,
Right.
et cetera, et cetera. And really, it's you can spend a lot of money and have a lot of disappointment, or you can really keep looking until you find somebody who can really help you, whether it's a retailer or influencer. So we're kind of we're certainly open to that, but we haven't settled on somebody we believe can help us yet.
For sure. And I'm always curious about this. I know it's only been 9 months, but like, who is, an ideal customer in your mind? And maybe like even some of the people who have purchased from you, in terms of maybe some demographics that have surprised you in terms of like age or like part of the country where people are buying from. What does that kind of look like?
I think you can answer.
Okay, I think our brand is not it's not so much demographic as it's psychographic. And I'm older, she's younger. I mean, we're both wearing our garments, and I have, my cousin who's the same age as me. He loves our garments, and and I teach at NYU, and my students like our garments, which they're much younger. And so
also the young guy you met on the train.
Yes, I met a young guy on the train. He must have been like 20 something, and he saw I was wearing one of the garments. He said, "Wow, where'd you get that?" So and then so that's the psychographic niche, is that whoever understands and whoever appreciates, because our niche and our specialty is embroidery. So that's the way we make our statement.
And
that's
fabrics.
and the fabric, right? And both of the garments we're wearing are plant dye fabric. They're not the toxic chemical dye. They're a dye that's actually distilled from plants. And so, and so we have the ability to communicate this, and we hope to communicate it. So it's not really an age thing. But another part of it is what I call, or maybe I didn't make this up, but value luxury. The luxury brands now, like Chanel, et cetera, are finding some problems, because people are looking at it and saying, okay, $10,000 for a bag. Well, what could I do with that $10,000? Right. But the other expectation that people have of a luxury brand is quality. Our stuff is artisanally made. We're very, 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 very picky about the quality, and our price obviously is much lower than the big name brands like Vuitton and everything else. But really and truly, and we before we started this, we were luxury consumers. We realized that our quality is pretty good compared to theirs. So
For sure.
So it's psychographic profile that really is not age or ethnicity related. That said, there are areas in the country like Florida, where we have a lot of Latin people who are, there and Texas as well. The Guayabera is very well, the uniform of the Latin community. It's embroidered, so they understand that type of fashion, and we hope to develop them as our customers as well, and also even offshore, like in Brazil. So it's really not. That's a long answer, but it's really not the age or the gender. It's really
All background.
ageless. Lotus calls it ageless, borderless, right?
That's awesome.
Genderless.
Yes.
Yeah. So in terms of manufacturing, in terms of like making this product to be super high quality, I think in this space always can be a challenge. We're finding a good partner to actually go and make your product. So what does that process look like for you guys?
I think this idea comes to us very naturally because before we started this brand, and we both have been working in the fashion industry for a long time and oversee factories and suppliers. So actually, we have some very good vendors and suppliers who really very happy to work with us. Like now, basically, you can see from the website, we don't sell so many styles of garments and not many types because number one, we want to focus, we want to test, we want to select the most classic styles. Like Michael mentioned, ageless, borderless. So everyone from every part of the world that they can wear it, no matter what's your age and what's your gender and everything. Therefore, so far we produce very limited quantity. So basically every style can be called that I'd say the limited, that additional quantity and style.
We like to say it's curated, right?
Right.
But because, and I grew up in the retail business, and we were taught not to try to just buy everything, but buy what you think you can sell, and because the rest of it's not going anywhere. So having more different things that include things you can't sell, that's just asking for losses. But adding on to what Lotus said, when I lived in Shanghai and Hong Kong for 10 years until 2017, and we what we did was we were a surrogate office for people who didn't have an office in China. So we were the last mile, for those people, and that's really lucky that we find ourselves lucky that Lotus is so creative and can create the styles, and we have an understanding of how to make it happen.
Yes.
And also we have a wonderful partner
Yes.
in China that she's devoted to us, we're devoted to her, and it's like having family almost. So we're quite lucky with that.
Yes, like now, actually, each style we produce very small quantity. So most of the factories, if you don't have a very great partnership with them, they would refuse or they charge you a very ridiculous price. But our partner, they're really very helpful. And they take whatever I offer them because
Awesome.
I think they have belief in us, and they also know it's a long journey, so they are very patient.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, exactly. I mean, it seems like that's kind of like your background is that manufacturing background. Obviously, those relationships in China, which makes it so much easier that I think people who don't have those kinds of backgrounds or relationships do struggle with that. But the fact that you guys come from that world and lived in China definitely helps you as well.
It
Yes.
definitely does. I met some designers in the past who really had a great design idea and didn't know where to go with it, and they like you said, they struggled to actually make it happen.
Yes, and like the fabric, like actually a lot of my design ideas inspired by Chinese traditional culture and also my garden. So I put them all together, and also the accessories, the fabric, like pen dye fabric. It just in China, I can almost get everything I want from there. And of course, in the future, we will try to get more vendors involved, like the vendor from Japan, because I know Japan also has some very beautiful fabric and some very good artisans, so they can produce something gorgeous. And also from Thailand, and also like in Europe, and even in the US, because I know jeans industry in the US still very good, and they produce very high quality jeans.
Exactly. So obviously now we're in a new year, 2025. So what are some of your biggest objectives and goals for this year?
Go ahead.
Fund more audience,
Yeah,
fund more audience, and increase the sales.
we feel like I like to use the analogy of a chick coming out of the egg. We're poking our nose out of the egg, and we want to really, and we're kind of invisible to people when we start, but we want to organically and in our way, not in the way that Meta or Google or anybody else tells us we have to. We want to find an audience that really believes in us and really understands our product, and so the one word definition of what we want to do want to get in 2025 is recognition.
That's
Yeah.
awesome. So obviously you guys started this business 9 months ago. It's not been that long, but if you could go back in time to before you got started, what is the one biggest piece of advice that you wish you knew?
Good question.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I think if I want to share someone with my experience, and I think I would tell people that do what you love what you do, no matter how hard and how long the journey will take you. Do it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what we would have done differently, or other than just tell ourselves, okay, this is the beginning of a long journey, and we have to be ready. It's like when you go on a road trip, you gas up your car, you bring all your stuff, and because you're gonna take a while. I mean, we took a road trip from New Jersey to Savannah last summer, and we were prepared, and so, but the difference is that where we're going to stop and everything else on our road trip, we knew, and it was but with this, you never do know. So how do you prepare for something you don't know what's going to happen? So just be ready and be committed to the outcome.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, one thing I always hear in this show is like it's going to cost you more money and it's going to take more time than what you initially expect.
Yeah. It's gonna be a bumpy journey.
Yes, Betty Davis.
Yes.
Awesome. So if somebody watching this wanted to find you guys or to reach out, what's the best way? If you can share like your website and best way to get in contact.
Well, yeah, our website is lotusandmichael.com. Lotus, A-N-D, not ampersand. Lotusandmichael.com. And we have our YouTube channel. Well, they can find us there, or they can find us we have a page on LinkedIn, a Lotus and Michael company page, where you can get all the information. And that's really as far as we're on Instagram as well. But I think LinkedIn and YouTube are our main media vehicles.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, this show is going to be on YouTube. So thank you both for your time today.
Well, we appreciate it.